Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it's Joel Bear, and I'm here with Matisse, well-renowned Chelsea fan. How you doing, bro? You good?
I'm very good. Everybody's walking into the mega store right now behind us, getting them Enzo shirts printed. It's wonderful days ahead. Beautiful.
Wonderful days. You're still 10th, but I've never seen Chelsea fans, I've never seen any type of fan so happy being 10th. So it looks like the new era is starting now. The new era was with Potter, but this is the new era because of all these transfers that you've had. What's the feeling going on now in the Chelsea camps with the fans, etc.?
I've never seen such excitement since we won a trophy. Even though we're 10th, people are just buzzing because the ambition is ridiculous. We never foresaw that the owners would be this aggressive and this, ambitious with their targets. They're tooth and nail, 10-hour negotiating rooms with Enzo. They would not leave. They would not get on that plane without him. And they just kept delaying the flights. We were tracking them. We're just buzzing at the moment because we know that, yes, this season we're suffering. We're definitely underachieving and we're getting bantered. But we know that in the following seasons, we're going to be right up there again because the owners simply will not demand anything less.
I mean, amazing stuff, innit? The likes of Mudryk that you stole from Arsenal, obviously. Enzo, João Felix, Andre Santos, Gusto. I mean, the list goes on. Madueke. Who are you looking forward to seeing the most?
Yeah, I think for me it has to be Enzo, purely because it's more of a wants and needs kind of analysis. When you look at our midfield, we desperately need someone who has that final ball in them, that creative pass, able to dictate tempo. He's good in the first, second and third phase. He'll pick the ball up off the centre-backs. So for me, he's kind of like the ultimate kind of midfielder that you could kind of see going to a Real Madrid. And we've managed to kind of aggressively get him before that happens in the summer because this is young player of the tournament in the World Cup. This is an incredible player. He's had a great rise from River Plate, now Benfica. He's only been there 6 months and we managed to just kind of steal him straight away. So everybody was going to be in for him in the summer along with the Bellinghams, etc. So we got in there early and he's the one that I'm looking at is going to make the biggest difference, I think, in this team.
586 million spent in 6 months. Is this legal? Is it?
That's a lot of money, Joe. Where's the money, y'all? You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That's a lot of money. But FFP, we've been very careful. Amortization with the cost. We've been spreading out the payments. We've been making sure that those long-term contracts, the last window that we could get that done because UEFA saw the loophole and they decided to act on it in the summer. So now you won't be able to amortize the contracts more than 5 years. We've been doing it for 7 or 8. And when you look at what we've spent in terms of initial investment this window, without the stagnated payments, it comes into under 100 million. And then every single season, we obviously are paying out. So as long as it works, as long as the players actually perform, if they don't, their market value obviously has to go up and then you make a profit on the sale. But if they were to all flop and say our recruitment team was to get completely wrong, then we're in the mud. Then we're in trouble. But right now, I don't think that will happen. I'm very confident. Now we finally have a good recruitment team who are they got their knowledge. You can see in their previous clubs, Southampton, Brighton, Leipzig, etc. They've all got great recruitment strategies up until this point.
Rui Costa still fuming?
Yes, very much so.
Yeah.
I was just in my, all black suit the other day. Do you know what I mean? Just to kind of represent. It was rough for him, man. But I kind of I wouldn't get onto him too much if I was a Benfica fan, just purely because he really did try to keep him. It was probably the toughest negotiation I've seen in football. To be in a negotiation room in Lisbon for 10 hours, 8 hours, all the way up into the deadline, and then you're extending, asking FIFA for a little bit more time to get paperwork done, etc. It's nail biting stuff. I was on my stream panicking, stressing. Everybody in the live chat was hopping. If it didn't go through, it would have been embarrassing. Let's be real. So it was close. It was tough.
But what you guys did was pretty amazing. Like we've all said, you were actually DMing members of the board, right? Can you elaborate on that, please?
Yeah, so David Finkelstein is one of the board members, but he's on Twitter. And a few of our board members are on Twitter, actually. They're a lot more kind of open than the previous board, who are very kind of shut off. Roman, Marina, you could never get access to them even if you tried. This board is on Twitter. They are there. And I saw he follows me. I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity. Let me. I've never DM'd him. I was like, but I'm panicking now. I need Enzo Fernandez in the building. Let me ask him what's going on. And then he just put a smiley face reply. And I said, wow.
What did you actually tweet him?
I said, hi, Daniel. People are definitely stressing over here on my live chat. Would you mind giving us a little bit of a calma, a little bit of a calming?
A sign.
Yeah, a sign. And, is Enzo going to get done? Are we not getting the report yet, but is it going to get done? And I knew I wasn't going to get some big paragraph, but he just sent a smiley face back and I was like, perfect response.
Really? You knew from there you were ready?
Yeah.
Now, before we talk about Fulham, I just want to ask, what's that midfield looking like now? Because Jorginho's gone. what are you expecting to see? Who are you expecting to line up in general, like the starting lineup?
Yeah, I think for me there has to be balance. People want their favourites to be in there for sure, but I'm looking at the balance of the team, and I think Zakaria, as the games have gone on, when he comes back from injury, before the injury, he's been playing pretty well. He's been getting better and better, and we need an anchor. We need someone who can kind of sit in that midfield and give us a different profile. I'd have him in there, and then if Kante's fit, when he's at his best, you can never not have him in there. And you could have him on one side, and then you could have Enzo on the other in a midfield three. But there's so many names. Mason Mount being in poor form, but he could come back. Cover, same, could come back. So there's so many options. We've got way too many players. I mean, everybody knows it, right? 35-man squad, etc. We can make 3 teams, A, B, C, send them all out and let them play each other. So training's going to be fun. I look forward to seeing how Potter deals with that from a man management standpoint, because it's going to be a massive headache greeting everybody in the morning, let alone teaching them tactics. So yeah, stress for him.
That's going to be crazy. Now, I've had a bet with Rio saying that he would be sacked by now.
Wow.
I thought I had inside knowledge, I was saying online, but obviously my inside knowledge isn't as good as your knowledge. It looks like I owe him a laptop the next time we do. Yeah, I actually owe him a new Apple laptop on Vibe with 5. Yeah. But, you know, saying that now, Potter, is he going to be there with you on the long term, do you reckon? Or do you reckon he's only got like this season to get it right? What's the new tactic now going forward with Todd Boehly in charge? He's
definitely got minimum next season, even if he doesn't make Champions League this season.
You mean the end of next season or the start of next season?
The end of next season. I think he's got minimum the full season with a pre-season with a new group of players for the whole year, and cleansing the squad and sales in the summer to get it right. I don't think they'd sack him this season at all, even if we didn't make Champions League, purely because they believe in the manager, they believe in the long-term kind of project that they put together, and he's on a 5-year contract. He's on 60 million for 5 years, 12 million a year. Sacking that person and paying that out is absurd, and it makes.
Well, you guys are paying crazy money anyway, so is it really that absurd?
Well, it is, because then you're paying him out, and you've got someone new coming in, and also more importantly than the money, it just makes you look like you're scattergunning really now from a management standpoint. Why did you sack Tuchel if you were never going to actually really believe in your own kind of?
But you're scattergunning with the players anyway. So what are you saying?
Nah, there's a plan with the players.
What's the plan? Because you've got so many young players.
Yeah.
I've even seen Amari Hutchinson, loans being considered, etc. earlier on.
Yeah.
Can you tell me more? Like, what's going on?
So, I mean, right now from this window, this is the window that I'm judging in terms of a real plan, because that's when the recruitment team finally was in place. In the summer, it was definitely scattergun. It didn't make much sense. There was no recruitment team, but that's understandable because the board had only just come in. They had no networking done. They're new to the sport, and other teams were ahead of the curve in terms of their targets. And on top of that, they had a manager which they wasn't sure whether or not they were going to keep him or not in terms of longevity. So that's expected. And I think any board that kind of takes over from a hectic, massive ownership change in that quick of time, that speed, they're going to struggle. But in this window, everybody seems to be under the age of 23, 24. There's a long-term plan there. They're going for those very technical players, and your João Felixes that we never thought we would sign. And it's all about investing in some of the best young players in the world, them delivering, and if they don't deliver, the market value is going to go up with inflation, and then you make a profit or you break even. And it's a smart strategy in my opinion, because this is a team that needs a rebuild. Maybe we're following what you did at Arsenal. I don't know. Young team.
You would say that, but with Graham Potter, 14 matches played in the Premier League, 5 wins, 4 draws, 5 losses, position 10th. I know you said he will get to the end of the season, but if these numbers are reflected next season, in the exact same time within 12 months, I don't see him staying.
No. Next season, he cannot do this. Like, we cannot be in this position again. There's no way. Right now, we're just about kind of tolerating it because we know that we have a mixed bag of players. We still have the Aubameyangs. Lukaku's going to come back in the summer. Koulibaly, that hasn't really worked out as of yet. So we've got a lot of aging players that their long-term futures are definitely not here, and they know that. Whereas next season, after that clear out, I expect the club to be very ruthless in terms of outgoings. You have to be, for me, competing. You have to be at least in conversations for winning something, and you need to be making sure that you're knocking on the door for whoever the title holders are at that point, eh?
Yeah. I love it. I love that kind of banter. It's better than Steve and Rio's banter. But I was also going to move it on to Fulham. Chelsea versus Fulham. For me, it's like I said, it's the new start of the Chelsea era. The new start.
Yeah.
Obviously they haven't really been that great since they beat you. Are you expecting for them to come and cause you some trouble, or do you reckon, because of the excitement of the new signings, it's going to carry you through?
For me, I'm on a one game at a time. Culture Cams keeps saying it as well. One game at a time.
That's what I'm on as well. Yeah.
I'm on it, and for me, we have to beat Fulham. We have to beat Fulham. It's a big opportunity. Oh, see, the Arsenal fans are always here. Do you know what I'm saying?
To my guys, man.
They're lurking, no matter where we are, even in front of my home. Do you know what I mean?
Come on.
But yeah, we have to beat Fulham. We lost to them already. They've shown their quality this season. They're ahead of us in the table. Mitrovic has been on fire. Willian scored against us. That hurt. That was a dagger to the heart. So we absolutely now need to bounce back and take it. Yes, one game at a time, but we need to be trying to beat Fulham. That's the objective, 100%.
Okay, cool. So this is the time when I ask. I know people don't usually like this, but predictions. Chelsea, Fulham. What are you saying?
Let me leave. Let me see. Predictions for Fulham. I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. I think our defence has really improved. We've kept a couple clean sheets in a row. Badiashile has been really good. Silva has always been class. So I'm going to go with a 2-0 win. And I think now that we've got some chance creators in the team, we surely have to score some goals.
Matisse, thank you very much for joining us here outside Stamford Bridge. If you haven't, please make sure you check out Matisse's channel. The links are in the description. Yes, he's on 5 doing a lot more. So make sure you stay tuned. Joel Bayer signing out for 5. Peace.